Hello, everyone. Welcome and thanks for joining us today. My name is Sri Narayanan, tech industry commentator and formerly editor of CIO Asia. I'm your moderator for today's session. Is your SD-WAN deployment working? The struggle to integrate new technology into existing networks is real. More organizations are adopting SD-WAN as a flexible, cost-effective alternative to traditional MPLS. But many enterprises are starting from scratch, as there is a lack of confidence and experience in building a solid network system base that works in tandem with SD-WAN. Focusing on isolating the networks can create challenging deployment outcomes, including shrinking bandwidth, network congestion, IT managers and staff frustration, compromised network security. Thankfully, there is hope for those who have tried and failed, and for those who have not yet embarked on their journey. It is possible to have a successful implementation that delivers on the promise of SD-WAN. You just need the right partner, product, and process to do it. To help us walk through the technology and how it will help your business, we have with us today two guest speakers from Fortinet, Carl Windsor, Field Chief Technology Officer for EMEA, and Fiona Chua, Associate Director, Business Products at Singtel. Welcome to both of you. If you're keen on participating in a free network assessment, please stay tuned to the end of the presentation. Kindly just drop us an email at the address you see on the screen, and we'll secure a spot for you. Okay, so I've been talking for some time now. Let me hand the time over to our first speaker for this session, Carl Windsor, who will speak to us about selecting the right SD-WAN solution. Carl?
Thanks, Sri.
Hi, my name's Carl Windsor, and I'm going to talk about selecting the right SD-WAN solution for your organization. So, all organizations in recent years have gone through a period of significant and rapid change. Fortinet have seen the following 5 common trends impacting organizations. Security threats are accelerating at a significant pace, and this does not seem to be subsiding in any way. The volumes of threats have increased massively to the point where we see millions of threats per day. Complexity is growing with multiple stages, including initial compromise through methods like phishing, reconnaissance, weaponization, threat delivery, and exploitation, leading to impacts such as ransomware, encrypting files on servers. With IoT becoming more and more prevalent across organizations, the attack surface has grown significantly, as have targeted attacks targeted at particular organizations. Another challenge is that there's a growing cybersecurity skills gap. Limited SOC expert analysts, more and more enterprises hiring SOC teams. It does mean there's a big competition for resource. The cloud is a big problem as well. All enterprises are using cloud in some way, somewhere within the organization. And there's a big difference in where organizations are with their cloud journey. The biggest problem, though, is digital transformation. Everybody is changing the ways their networks operate. There's an expanding attack surface. And we're trying to change the way that we work and operate to make use of the rich data that we have available. And all of this has to be done whilst delivering compliance, regulatory compliance, and automating a lot of functions across the whole organization. So some major changes have taken place. All organizations are looking towards digital transformation and innovations to deliver new services, gain market share, and drive profitability. But while doing this, they need to deliver the best user experience for their employees, all whilst maintaining consistent security. Digital transformation is being driven by these 3 key elements. One of the biggest transformations occurring in all of our customers is the adoption of cloud, whether it's SaaS applications, cloud, or multi-cloud. With more and more applications moving to the cloud, organizations need to ensure that their application performance does not suffer. There's another major shift which has been compounded by COVID, that employees are shifting to work from home, and post-COVID, it's unlikely these numbers are ever going to return to the office, with estimates that anything up to 25 or 30% of all employees may remain working from home. This is where user experience and business continuity becomes critical, regardless of where the user is located and how they're connecting to the internet. The upshot of all of this now is the idea of a clearly defined network edge is a thing of the past. Many networks have been replaced by network edges in the cloud, the data center, the home, or other remote locations. And in each of these locations, the users need to experience high-performance applications with consistent security, regardless of where they're connecting into the network from. Traditional networks were designed with the user traffic being transported back to a head office or data center, where security was applied before sending off to the internet. But with the move to the cloud, this adds unnecessary latency, degrades application performance by routing the traffic via the data center. SD-WAN has become very successful because of the ability to support this digital transformation and the move to the cloud by enabling direct internet access, or DIA. This is where user traffic destined for cloud or SaaS applications is routed directly via the most performant network available. If you're sending this traffic directly out to the internet, though, and bypassing security in the data center, you need to be applying security in some way for all of the edge locations, and also for users who may be working remotely to deliver this consistent security across all locations. So let's take a look at the 5 top things to look for in an SD-WAN solution. Firstly, SD-WAN, a major requirement of SD-WAN is the ability to self-heal networks. So networks that are performing poorly, because we've moved away from traditional SLA-backed MPLS networks or leased line type connectivity, and move towards, and SD-WAN delivers the ability to move towards lower cost commodity broadband. We need to be able to take these potentially multiple links, join them together and distribute traffic across all of them, but also remediate problems that you might see on these networks, so that business critical applications, voice and video, SaaS applications and UCaaS voice content can all get the same SLA or similar SLAs to what they would have received over SLA-backed MPLS networks. And there are many different techniques that we can apply, from comprehensive health checks to measure the application performance, to steer the applications across the relevant networks so that we can say if a particular application or particular network isn't performing correctly, distribute the traffic over a different interface. And then also other applications, more proactive methods such as forward error correction, packet duplication, to deal with packet loss and latency and jitter on the network. So being able to self-heal and deal with these networks is part and parcel of a good SD-WAN solution. As I already mentioned, direct internet access bypasses the network protection that may have been traditionally applied in the data center. So if you're going to do DIA, you have to do security as an absolute minimum. Some SD-WAN solutions do not have security baked in, so they have to deliver this using a physical appliance with a hypervisor and multiple separate VMs for SD-WAN security and other network functions. And this goes against the whole idea of SD-WAN, which is to simplify and consolidate. So if you have multiple devices, multiple management interfaces, separate panes of glass, it goes away from the whole idea of SD-WAN. Fortinet have a clear advantage by being able to deliver this security on a single appliance. And the next big benefit is the ability to accelerate all of these security functions plus the SD-WAN feature set all in our ASIC technology. So features such as the overlay encryption and decryption have no impact on the CPU because we do that in our custom built processor, or ASIC as we call it. SD-WAN is an evolution of traditional routing solutions with application awareness to deliver the best performance across multiple commodity networks. Fortinet Secure SD-WAN, which we just talked about, takes this consolidation to the next level by delivering next generation firewall all out of the same solution together with the SD-WAN. But why stop there? There are other technologies commonly required in branch edge locations, and if the purpose of SD-WAN is to simplify and remove complexity, why not bring some other functions into this solution? Switches, access points, LTE, 4G, 5G for backup purposes can all be delivered in a single, centrally managed and orchestrated solution, and all instantiated with zero-touch provisioning. As we mentioned at the start, digital transformation and the move to the cloud is what is driving a lot of the requirements for SD-WAN. So being able to support those public and private clouds is incredibly important. So support for native deployments within AWS, GCP, Azure, Alibaba, Oracle, IBM, and even the data center provider clouds like Equinix and Rackspace is important. So being able to deliver security, native security in those locations and then deliver SD-WAN functions is something to look for. As well as being able to deliver solutions into the clouds, it's important to integrate with the clouds. So workloads within a public cloud provider like AWS, GCP or Azure are dynamic. They spin up on demand. So traditional policies, and it's not possible to know what the IP address of a device is going to be before it spins up, for example. So connectors that can integrate with the cloud provider, pull information back, tags that are related to the device, and automatically create policy based on the tags, so that if we see a device that spins up with the tag web server, we know to allow port 443 to that device, and also to apply the web server IPS profile to the against it. So being able to integrate with the cloud providers, pull information, share information with them is incredibly important. As is the ability to do SD-WAN into these clouds. So if you have a data center with multiple WAN interfaces, well, you also want to use those and make best use of those when connecting into these cloud workloads. So this is what we term multi-cloud. If you're using, you have multiple cloud providers, you have your data center where you need to connect into these workloads and upload data, share information, and do that in a secure manner, you can do that with the backing of SD-WAN. And then we also provide on-ramp services, so allowing the edge locations to get connectivity into these cloud applications and resources in the most optimal manner by monitoring which is the best path to utilize and distributing traffic across the multiple WAN links. Efficient operations, centralized management and orchestration is incredibly important for SD-WAN solutions. When you combine security and other functions in, it becomes even more so. So being able to have an integrated solution across all of your solutions. We talked earlier about SD-Branch, which is the combination of SD-WAN, security, and then potentially other technologies such as wireless and switching. Being able to manage that and have an integrated solution with a single pane of glass management for both NOC, Network Operations Centers, and SOC, the Security Operations Center, is really important. Visibility, being able to see the performance of the network, how it behaves, and be able to drill down and know how to debug problems and identify where traffic is flowing and how it's flowing on the network is incredibly is useful to be able to manage your network. Application performance, being able to get granular application performance and identify which WAN links are being used for particular applications, allows you to debug problems and get visibility of exactly who's using what application on the network and how it's performing on the different WAN links. As is more in enhanced analytics, being able to drill down on a per session basis to further identify issues that may be occurring on the network. We mentioned a combined NOC and SOC view right at the start here. But in some situations, they may be two different teams that are managing different parts of the network. So being able to get different views for different people who are managing the system and managing the network it allows you then to have a separation of duties between different teams. So as you can see, choosing the right solution matters. A solution which doesn't deliver the right level of security can have a major impact on your digital transformation journey. Poor management of the whole solution stack, which may include network, SD-WAN, security and switches and access points, can have a hidden impact on the total cost of ownership. This is why selecting a solution which has been independently validated by organizations such as Gartner and NSS is important. In the September 2020 Gartner Magic Quadrant for WAN Edge infrastructure, Fortinet were positioned as in the leaders quadrant and ranked highest in the areas of security-sensitive WAN. And as we've already discussed, in our opinion, all WANs are security sensitive. We're also positioned at the top for retail WAN use cases. A good example of how SD branch consolidating multiple technology areas can play a part in these kind of retail WAN deployments. However, more important is the feedback from real customers. And this is where Gartner Peer Insights positions Fortinet as the customer's choice for WAN Edge and SD-WAN, as well as for enterprise firewall. And this is voted for by real-world customers. It's open for you to take a look at. And this is really the accolade that we're most proud of, because this is over 3,600 reviews, and we're placed as top 5 vendor in 8 markets. With us competing in over 14 markets. So this is a really important one for independent review of our capabilities. Finally, the most critical requirement of any SD-WAN service is to ensure that the partner delivering your chosen SD-WAN solution is a trusted provider of the technology, understands how to deliver it, has good history, and has a good relationship with the vendor. Singtel and Fortinet are perfectly positioned to deliver your SD-WAN solution. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl, for that very interesting presentation. I'm sure we'll have more to discuss at the end of this session. Now, to share some insights on SD-WAN deployment issues in different use case scenarios, we have with us Fiona Chua. Fiona?
Thanks, Sri. Hi, everyone. I'm Fiona. I'm in charge of the product management of software-defined services in Singtel. I will be sharing with you key SD-WAN deployment and challenges. In the earlier presentation, Carl has shared global networking trends and how many enterprises will progressively implement SD-WAN in their network to increase agility, scalability, and enhance security implementations to support the increase in adoption of cloud usage for enterprise workloads and cloud-based applications. To understand our customers better, we at Singtel conduct focus group and one-to-one sessions with our customers to understand their future networking interests and how they will prioritize their transformation efforts. By doing so, it helps us in continually advancing our service offering that will be relevant to their needs and requirements. Here are the data we collated with our customers in 2020. The top considerations of our customers in their IT deployment are not much different from what we see in the global networking trends. Our customers are interested in richer network visibility to better manage and optimize their network performance and progressively use this data to drive automation and identify anomalies in real time. They are interested to explore new ways to connect to the cloud, how software-defined connectivity to the cloud could help them react to increasing dependency on cloud workloads and applications to ensure optimum experience for their end users. Our customers are also interested in the convergence of SD-WAN and security and how such integrated managed solutions could help them ease up on IT resources so that they could focus on digital transformation efforts. They are also interested in monitoring the performance of their underlying network, the connectivity performance of the providers that they're using, and how they could monitor and manage so that they can get more consistent internet quality at their endpoints. Here, I would like to introduce you to Singtel Liquid X. It encompasses the top needs our customers shared with us in the study. It is a suite of software-defined service offering to make enterprise network connect to the cloud easily, simplify complexity when integrating networking, cloud, and security, provide end-to-end visibility on network performance on a single dashboard, expand business globally with Singtel Global Infrastructure. The Singtel Liquid X portfolio consists of 3 pillars. The global internet for performance-driven underlay internet connectivity for reliability, cloud-centric connectivity for multi-access connectivity to major cloud providers that is scalable with utility-based consumption model, and overlay managed SD-WAN that simplifies hybrid networking with programmable network capabilities. The 3 pillars integrate into a single unified touchpoints for our customer. The Singtel MyConnect portal provides end-to-end network visibility and analytics capability to simplify monitoring and management of network connections, inventory, and resources. Our first pillar, Global Internet, supports predictable routing between internet service providers to achieve optimal performance across WAN and public cloud by monitoring and collecting real-time performance data of internet connectivity provided by these ISPs. Customers could expect to have full traffic path visibility between their sites and cloud. When intermittent internet bottlenecks are detected, internet traffic could be routed to Singtel private network through our VPN gateways for breakout, either automatically via pre-configured policies or upon activation on demand. Our second pillar, Cloud Connect, will complement global internet and support breakout connections to any cloud providers through our distributed cloud hubs infrastructure globally. Connections to cloud providers could be triggered and bandwidth could be scaled up and down on demand via Singtel MyConnect portal or API according to network demands. Real-time visibility of performance metrics of both cloud connections and cloud resources would be accessible from a single dashboard in real time to assist in planning and fine-tuning for optimal performance. Lastly, managed SD-WAN will simplify hybrid networking through an overlay network layer that provides secure, end-to-end application-aware and programmable policy-based network capabilities that is reactive to network quality and load changes. With our SD-WAN gateway service, any traffic carried on the network that are programmed with software-defined policies would be applied across the overlay network between endpoints and cloud over any medium of underlay connectivity. Convergence of managed SD-WAN and managed security to protect endpoints and cloud is also supported by integrating security capabilities by implementing software-based security applications on SD-WAN appliance without deploying additional physical hardware. Integration to cloud-based security solutions is also supported for a lighter setup at endpoints. End-to-end visibility of network, cloud, and security is simplified with a centralized portal for management and monitoring. And, not to mention, a single touchpoint and help desk for problem management. MyConnect portal integrates the 3 pillars, Global Internet, Cloud Connect, and Managed SD-WAN on a single portal to bring visibility and analytics for monitoring and management. On-demand control capabilities such as configuration and reconfiguration, scale bandwidth according to needs, stitch network to any cloud workloads will allow our customers to have better control of their network as necessary to allow them to consume services based on a utility model. We also provide API capability to integrate into customers' enterprise systems so that they could make use of the data in a way that could help them make better decisions that would improve their business operations and efficiency. Next, I'll be sharing with you a few use cases on how our customers are using services from our LiquidX portfolio. The first use case is a global security system company who is providing security monitoring for hundreds of regional shops in APAC. Previously, customer is managing disparate networks from multiple service providers across the region. Hence, they are having challenges in mitigating long provisioning lead time, delayed maintenance support, and lack of visibility across services provided by the multiple service providers and vendors. With SD-WAN solution, we provide end-to-end service management across underlay and overlay network. SD-WAN provides policy-based routing capabilities that changes according to underlay network conditions. Making use of monitoring analytics from underlay connectivity, we also provide alternatives to route critical enterprise traffic via Singtel private infrastructure during intermittent poor internet performance conditions. By allowing these services to be implemented on an integrated platform with a centralized portal, customer is able to have end-to-end visibility of their network performance from a single portal login. From time to time, customers enjoy the ability and ease of implementing network changes via the portal as their business operations and network traffic needs changes. In the next case study, we would like to share how customer uses our global SD-WAN gateway infrastructure to improve middle-mile traffic delivery across countries. The customer is a global apparel retailer with more than 1,000 stores worldwide. Before they started using SD-WAN solutions, they were encountering inconsistent traffic performance experience in their applications and FTP traffic between their hub and spoke sites in different countries. After they migrate to SD-WAN at sites and global SD-WAN gateway service, they experience more than 3 times better experience in throughput and latency network performance. With our global SD-WAN gateway service, we route their international enterprise traffic with application prioritization across our global SD-WAN gateway platform securely to provide a more direct route between site to site and hence delivering enhanced experience to their end users. In this last case study, we would like to share how customers integrate security, SaaS, and cloud into their SD-WAN networking fabric. Customer has multiple manufacturing locations globally with more than 500 endpoints. Due to their global presence, their IT network deployment is managed remotely from their selected key offices. For site deployment, we integrated managed SD-WAN and managed security application in a single CPE to protect site-to-site traffic. With fewer hardware at site, we simplified the management of their setup in their offices and branch sites. To ensure optimum access to cloud, we provide the SD-WAN gateway and Cloud Connect service to allow their enterprise traffic to reach their SaaS applications and workloads hosted in the cloud in a more direct routed path for optimal performance across cloud regions. Due to cloud and remote networking needs, we also integrated cloud-based security solutions to protect the enterprise environment, especially when end users connect to the corporate network through home or public internet connections to access corporate sites, SaaS applications, and cloud workloads. Lastly, we provide an integrated portal to provide centralized management and end-to-end visibility. Through our API, we support integration to in-house enterprise management systems. Customer also makes use of such API integration to trigger services on demand when needs arises. At Singtel, we started our SD-WAN portfolio development since 2015. And we have been co-developing our SD-WAN services with our customers since. In the past 5 years, we have developed our suite of offering, extending SD-WAN solutions to the LiquidX portfolio offering that I've just shared with you. We hope to continually deliver benefits aligning to global networking trends that could bring about cloud-centric networking, reduction in IT complexity, flexible deployment, and end-to-end visibility and control to our customers. With this, we hope that you will consider Singtel as your partner in our digital network transformation journey. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Fiona. Just a reminder to everyone listening in, if you haven't already signed up for that free network assessment, do drop us an email at the address you see on your screen, and we'll ensure you have a spot. Right, so let's take a few questions right now on what's been presented by both Carl and Fiona. First off, Fiona, I'm wondering what considerations an organization might have to take into note of when they're transforming their network to meet the ongoing demands for bandwidth and security that the organization needs.
Actually, I would broadly categorize into two, which we observe. They are the retail as well as the enterprise categories, as these customers source and explore flexible solutions. So therefore, for example, on the retail side, we observe customers in the retail sector accelerating their cloud adoption due to its flexible consumption models that allows them to scale their IT workloads as business needs changes. However, many are not ready to fully embrace cloud completely, mainly due to one key reason, which is due to legacy systems and process. And hence, because of that, in order for them to ensure continuity, it becomes inevitable that network complexity are actually introduced as a result. And on the enterprise side, companies have adopted remote workforce arrangements, and we see more customers implementing additional security deployments to their additional network to support this change. As work from home becomes a norm, enterprise start to enhance their security measures to protect enterprise networks, whether it's on site or to the cloud. Additional measures become necessary as end users access these enterprise systems through public and home network, not to mention the need to support alternative devices to access these enterprise networks as well.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that, Fiona. I'm just wondering, you mentioned about working from home and accessing from remote sites, given the current realities. Is there a way we can maintain, security, from a centralized, unified policy basis across the clouds with SD-WAN? Carl, would you have some input on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a good point that Fiona raised there. We've got requirements for security at the edge, at the home for remote work. So there's a broad range and requirement for security. And that doesn't go away in the cloud. If you move your data and your workloads to the cloud, you've got to add security there as well. So a vendor that can provide, first of all, security across all of those different plethora of clouds, whether it's AWS, Azure, GCP, Alibaba, IBM, Oracle, there's a huge number of clouds that you need to secure. And not everybody's just using one of them. They may use multiple different cloud providers. But that security is very different from the traditional security. So that if you, for example, when you initially provision the security in a cloud in a cloud data center, 20 minutes later, a new workload can spin up. Whenever there's a spike in requirements, you could have a web server spin up. So in that case, your cloud security solution's got to be very dynamic. So to be able to pull in the tags, understand that the device that's just appeared on the network is a web server, and apply the right security policy, so that then you have a dynamic ability for your security to grow within the cloud and adapt to your policies on the rest of the network.
Right. I would imagine then, though, the quality of a service of SD-WAN, even compared to MPLS, will determine how successful you are in orchestrating security across clouds, etc. Is there some way we can ensure the quality of service of SD-WAN? Fiona, would you have any input there?
Sure. Actually, with SD-WAN, networking can be configured by policy-based routing, by application, quality of service, or even a combination of these capabilities. something which they are unable to do if they are on traditional underlay networks. With an introduction of SD-WAN, it provides a software-defined overlay network by allowing such policies to be effective across disparate or varying underlay network setup. Such configuration also allows networks to be optimized for performance by quality and load conditions. And as you know, quality and load conditions could change depending on usage, depending on utilization. And hence, SD-WAN provides that policy-based routing for the network to adapt, as this needs changes. For middle mount traffic performance, customer could actually make use of the Singtel global SD-WAN gateway solutions to ensure such overlay network policies can be applied on the entirety of the customer network, hence providing an ensured end-to-end network performance from site to site, on site to cloud, globally, regardless of where their endpoints are. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. Just feeding off what you just said, I think one of the key issues with SD-WAN, for that matter, any network solution, is visibility and control over your network resources and assets. Carl, what do you think about, is it possible to detect issues, problems with application performance when you use SD-WAN at remote sites and other locations? Do you still have that control to ensure that the performance levels are optimal?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a core requirement of SD-WAN. What we see is that customers want to manage their business critical applications. They want to monitor them and ensure they're getting the right quality of service. So we're able to monitor the application right the way down across the internet, right the way down to the application itself, measure its performance, the latency, jitter, any packet loss, and then mitigate that performance impact accordingly. So we can monitor performance across multiple WAN links and then select which path to route that traffic over. And this gets us towards what we call the self-healing network. So being able at the remote site to be able to take action without any human intervention. So that if you've got thousands of sites, you just don't have the resource to be able to go in and make individual changes. You just measure the performance, make sure it's within SLA, and if it's not, automatically move it over onto a different network. So that's the concept of the self-healing network.
All right. Thank you for that. Well, it looks like that's all the time we have today. I want to just thank Carl Windsor and Fiona Chua for making the time to join us and share with us those very interesting points. Most of all, I want to thank all of you for joining us. We hope we've enjoyed the information shared as we did in presenting it to you. This is Srinarayanan signing off. Until next time. Bye-bye and have a great day ahead.